There you go. I hope you can hear me. My apologies. Okay, I'm gonna get started and then we'll go through this. If you have any questions, stop me. I'll add everybody else in as we go. And feel free to add in your question in chat or just unmute and ask the question, okay? Okay, so today we're gonna talk about Google Ads and how e-commerce AI allows you to do smarter feeds and smarter campaigns and get more return on your ad spend. This presentation is going to be about 40 minutes. I have it being recorded right now, and you are more than welcome to go through the discussions with me if you want to stop. And if you have any questions, you can either email it to me now or later on. Okay, my name is Miriam Golubgir, and I am the founder and chief amazement officer of Digital Marketing Experts. We help small businesses with everything and anything they need technically to build the foundation of their business and then grow from there. And today we're going to talk about what are the trends in the e-commerce world so that it's easier for you to sell your products while you're advertising and advertise it effectively. Okay, so what are the most, so all e-commerce brands, one of the things that they do is they set up their products off of Merchant Center. So Google has a system called Merchant Center. And this is if you, let's say, Google pens, and you'll see the products on top that you can click on with the price tag and purchase. This is a free tool that you can use, and you can attach it to your website. And then from there, you can grow it, sell more, advertise around it, add in any sort of a features you want to add into it. It's a really robust system that they have built for e-commerce. So in 2026, this will become your profit engine, and your products can be fed from your e-commerce directly to your Merchant Center. And when you do that, you can actually run ads only on your merchant products. So it will be only the products that are up for sale. Now, I want you to know that if you are using WordPress or if you're using Shopify or BigCommerce, what you need to do is you need to connect your Merchant Center directly inside your website. And that's not a hard task. If you have a Google account, you can set up your Google account. Give me a second. Here we go. You can set up your Google account into your Shopify, into your WordPress, and then from there, you can connect the pieces together. Use one email address. Set up an email address, mybusiness@gmail.com, and use that address for your Google Merchant, for your Google Ads, for your Google Analytics, so it's all harmoniously under one platform. When you set up your Google Merchant, there's a lot of things you can do. So one of the things you can do is you can see how well your ads are doing. And then you can see how many clicks you're getting and what's the quality of the clicks. You can set up campaigns and learn how each one of these campaigns resonate with each one of the products. Because not all products are going to need the same level of attention, or if they do, there's certain pieces that needs to get more attention than the rest. And with Google Merchant, you can set up this other piece. It's called Performance Max, and it's an ad that you set through your Google Ads, and you tell that Google Ads that I want you to put my product that I have put into my Google Merchant everywhere. I want them to be on people's Gmail addresses. I want it to be next to their YouTube channel. I want it to be under discovery. Wherever they go, I want them to see this product. And when you do that, they may not buy your product today, but because it gets served to them up to 7 times, they're more likely to want to buy that product because they've seen it so often. And whenever they price match, they can see this product. Shona, if you have any questions, feel free to stop me and ask questions. I'm perfectly open to that. Now, when you upload your products into your, so let's say your products are on your e-commerce platform. So your e-commerce platform is your e-commerce platform is on Shopify, or it's on BigCommerce, or it's on Wix or Square, whatever it is. You've connected it to your Google Merchant, and then you have a feed now that goes from your website. That feed has all the products directly to your Google Merchant. So when it goes directly to that Google Merchant, you want to make sure that it's optimized from your website end. Put the right description, put the right title, make sure the pricing is correct. If it's in stock, make sure it's correct from your website perspective. Make sure that if you're selling 30, make sure you say the quantity is 30, so not more than that. Your shipping information is correct because you have to kind of replicate that onto your Google Merchant. And sometimes the feed gets disconnected, so you don't want to say something on one end that's not similar to the other end. All right, let's go over to why and how Google evaluates your products. So when you have products on your website, what we usually do on our website, we say, I want to sell mugs. I want to sell a mug. So what is this mug? I'm going to give it a title, a description. I'm going to give it a title. It's a mug. It's a Yeti mug. And because Yeti is a very famous word, I'm going to put Yeti mug into my description, into my title, because I want people that are looking for Yeti mug to come and see it. Now, if it's important and the color black is a very popular one, I want to add that into my title as well. Now, for description, I have to be very clear, because not only Miriam, the customer, is going to be reading this, all of the AI that's out there, Copilot, ChatGPT, Kimi, Claude, Reverence, whatever that AI is going to be reading that description. So I have to make sure my description is clear. So I'll describe what this mug does, what's in it. So is it, double sealed? It hits really good at insulating the heat and the cold, and it's perfect. So that description has to be in there. I can put sizing in there. I can put, the capacity in there. Everything and anything that's going to make people want to buy this faster. The third thing I want to do is I want to make sure I take really good photos of it. So if it matters to me that it says Yeti, I want to make sure my photo has the word Yeti on it. I want to make sure the photos I take are a white background, not lifestyle photos, a product photo with a white background, because this photo doesn't just sit on my website. Remember, it gets fed into my Google Merchant, and the products that do well are with a white background on Google Merchant. The next thing I want to do is I want to say, okay, so I want to sell this for $30, but everybody else sells it for everybody else sells this for $35. I'm going to sell it for $30. And I'm going to do the numbers to make sure that I'm not losing on this amount, but I'm going to sell it for $30. And I'm competitive now because other people are selling it for $35. If Miriam and Bob and Ali have bought this and they loved it, I'm going to message them and ask them to write a review on my website about this product. That's called a review signal. So the review signals get picked up by AI as well. So you want to get the review done properly. So if you don't do any of that, then what's going to happen is it actually, that information that goes into your Google Merchant is poor. And when it's poor, then it's not targeting the group of audience, than the people that you want to be targeting. Now, when we write a title, we need to make sure our title is done correctly so it's optimized. So what does that mean? This is a cup. It's a cup. It's a mug. It's a cup. It's a travel mug. It's a coffee cup. It's owned by a company called Yeti, but I'm reselling it. So and it's a medium size. I can put medium amount of, like the amount of coffee I can put in there, it's a medium size. So let's go down how we're going to create this title. We're going to name the brand. So it's a Yeti coffee cup, which is the product type. What are the key attributes? Well, it's insulated. It keeps heat and cold really well. And the lid is magnetic. So it goes in and it's magnetic. So those are the key attributes. Then I'm going to talk about size. What size is it? Well, it's I don't know, whatever the size is, but it can hold medium, like it's as big as a medium-sized coffee. It can hold that, let's say 5 ounces of coffee in there. I'm making that up, by the way. I'm not going to add in ridiculous keywords to do with cup, coffee cup, black coffee cup. I'm not going to do that. That's called keyword stuffing. I'm going to be straightforward, clear, and tell them exactly what it is that I'm selling them. Because when I do that, then the person that's looking for this, they can purchase it immediately because it's exactly what they're looking for. So that takes us to what I'm putting on my website. Now, let's say I have a deal with Yeti. And Yeti says, you're not the only one that's reselling my cups. I have 300,000 people that are selling my cup. Great, that's fantastic. Yeti's going to give you something called a GTIN. It's an indicator, like I don't know if you can see this. I can show it to you. It's like a little indicator, and there's a number. When you put this product, it's called attribution. This GTIN, when you put this product on your website, I highly recommend adding it into your website because your Google merchant will need this number to differentiate this Yeti cup that's being sold by Miriam versus the Yeti cup that's being sold by Crate and Barrel or Williams Sonoma. Okay, so that's important. You want to make sure that the brand is there. If it's a Yeti, put the word brand Yeti. If it's a new or you're reselling a used one, identify what that is. Is it a new one that I'm selling or is it a used one? What category does this fall under? Does this fall under household items or does it fall under travel accessories or does it fall into household mugs, whatever that is? What material is made out of? Is it metal? Put that in there. What color is it? Black? Great. Because these are the datas that kind of help increase visibility. And if you don't have that, it decreases visibility. Because the ones that have it will come above your actual sales. Now, so let's say you have a website. In order for your ads to work well, whether it's a Google merchant ad or it's a Google ads from Google AdWords, they're planning to bring people to your website, right? They have to bring people to your website. So if they bring people to your website has to be prepped, ready to go. It's just like when you open a new store. Let's say you open a new store in Aurora and you go and buy all the right things and you put it in this beautiful store that you have and you make it look fantastic. And then when I walk in, I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, this place is so pretty. I can find everything, what I'm looking for. Everything is marked. The prices are, straight up. If I have any question, there's a rep that's going to come and answer my question. So there's pieces to having a brick and mortar store that makes that brick and mortar store successful. With online and your website, in order for you to bring people to your website to buy things from you, you need to do the exact same thing. So what does that mean? That means you have to tell me, just like how if I walk by your store and I look up and it says Miriam's hair salon, I know this is a hair salon. So if I want to get a haircut, that's where I need to go to get a haircut. Your website's the same thing. Your value proposition, what is it you're offering me? What do you want me to buy from you? Has to be above the fold. It has to be, remember the top where the signage is? That's where it needs to be. I need to know what is it that you're trying to sell me. Then, what are the benefits that you're giving me? So benefits always come before features because I need to know what benefit I get from coming into your store to buy something from you, to come into your website before I buy something from you. Are these benefits matching what I'm looking for to purchase? Once I'm convinced, then I want to look for features. What do you do? Do you sell Yeti cups? Does it come with coffee beans? Does it come with a coffee grinder? Does it come with a lid cleaner? Does it come with what is it? Those are the features that you're offering. Now, when you walk into a store and you're like looking at sizes of a product that you want to buy, you're like, oh, I don't know if that fits me. The first thing you do is you turn around and you ask a question from the representative that's there. Frequently asked questions play the exact same role because you have questions. People have questions when they're trying to purchase something. So what do? You put those questions at the bottom of the page. So if I have questions, I can just scroll down and read my questions. Schema are the codes that we put in on the back end of the website that tells search engines, hey, I have this product, I have it in blue, I have it in green, I have it in size 5, I have it in size 20. Come buy it off of me. So that schema is important because just like how you advertise in a newspaper for people to know that you have these products at your brick and mortar stores to come get you, schemas do the same thing on the back end to the search engines. Now, the hierarchy of how you set this up drives comprehension, drives conversion, and it drives more people coming in and bringing their friends and family. Just like if you have a store. If your store is beautiful and you have nice ads and you have someone who answers the right questions and everything is so lined up and you know where they are, then it's, perfect place to be. Go ahead, Shora, ask a question.
Yes, good morning. These are very detailed, good point. Thank you. So about the schema, you mean that those words that we are using for the content marketing should be in the schema of the database?
Yes. So when you have, what platform do you use right now? What's your website platform on?
So actually, I want to get help from you for this as well because I'm making something from scratch. So
Okay.
I'm not using any theme. My
Okay.
data, yeah, right now I have the MongoDB database.
MongoDB database. Oh, you have okay DB database. Okay. But so you're thinking a WordPress website?
So this is the database, and I am making I make my UI design,
Okay.
and we are connecting,
Okay.
and trying to connecting with the WordPress language. This is
Perfect.
my plan. And
Perfect.
and now, like because before I buy a theme and work with the theme to SEO optimize and those things. And now, because I'm making from scratch, I don't know how make my pages and websites SEO optimize.
Okay. We'll have an offline call, you and I, and I'll explain it to you. The
Okay, thank you.
schema so if you're going with WordPress, so the whole idea of going with WordPress is to make life easy for you. And so that everything moves
Yes.
faster so you can get to the point of making money. So with WordPress, there's tools. One is called all-in-one SEO. The other one's called Yoast. There's like thousands of other tools. The two that I really like are all-in-one SEO, and I'll show you how to do that. And then Yoast. You don't need to actually focus on schema because when you have a plan for that page and you put it in, and then you have the SEO piece that you put in the back end, it generates that schema for you. So you don't even need to do anything about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So good thing about WordPress is that there's a lot of plugins that would work for you to create that landing page before you get to the advertising and before you get it out into the public.
Yes, and I just wonder if if I like I use my coding
That's okay.
but to connect and work like the WordPress. Can I still use these tools and plugin and those things?
Let me look at your code, what you're writing. Let's look at what is compatible and what isn't. Because there's a possibility that is not compatible. So what would need to happen is we need to bring in a secondary API in the middle to connect the two. But right now we're just talking. We don't know what we're looking at. We have to
I,
look
you
at
know, right now, one of the team member do the coding. It's not adjusted with WordPress because she doesn't know. I just get a new team member, he knows. So if he should follow a structure that could help us with SEO and this thing, I appreciate if you send me those structure, for example, do this, so then
So
we
I
could
have to
work on
see.
the SEO, then I can pass it to that person to follow this structure.
Okay, so there's pieces to it. Usually, people that code, we don't. There's a thing. We have an ethic. We have a rule of ethics. If you're coding, I don't touch your codes because your code, you write it your way, and I don't know how you write it. So we don't touch each other's codes. But if I have a conversation with your guy and I have a conversation with you, then I can come up with, wait, okay, so I know what he's doing. Let me give you another piece to add into this. So we can do that.
Yes, and I appreciate if I know, for example, if the way is, for example, because somebody is going to start from scratch,
Okay.
okay, right now for the coding. If starting with something could be better, I'm going to pass it to him and say, yeah, can you follow this? If he couldn't, then we have to figure out another thing. That's what I'm saying.
Best.
So I'm at the right time here now.
You are at the right time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my contact information.
Sure.
I have your email address. I'll send you my contact information. Book a time. Let's spend an hour and like discover what you're doing. And then
Yes.
based on that, we'll put together whatever plan we need to put together.
Thank you. Yes.
Anytime, my dear. All right, so let's talk about images. Images are so important because whatever image you pick, excuse me, there's different types of images we pick. We pick an image for our product. We say, this is the product I'm selling. Then we also pick another image for, so let's say if I'm taking a picture of this mug, someone's going to want to see the back of it. Someone's going to see the lid. Someone wants to see the bottom. Someone wants to see the inside. So that you have to take multiple angles of this one product. So what needs to happen is you need to put this on a white background. If you have a light box, that's great. 30, 40 bucks, spend it on Amazon, buy a light box, put your product in there and take your photo. You don't need the top of the line cameras. If you have it, fantastic. If you want to hire a videographer, sorry, a photographer to do photos for you, 100% do it. They're great, costly, but they're great. You can use your iPhone or your Android phone and take your photos as well. So that's not a problem. Now, let's say you want to also show that women that are hockey moms take this Yeti cup to the store, to the arena, so they have a warm drink with them when their kids play hockey. That's called a lifestyle photo. Do that. Because now I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, I need one of those. Because when I go to the arena, I need to have one of those cups and they're so good because it has this lid thing. Another piece to add into this is make sure you have a video of this cup. Do a video with it, pour coffee inside it, pour tea inside it, do the time, say it's good for 8 hours. Here's are the the Yeti branding into it. Have a mom hold it. Have her sit in an arena when she's watching her child play hockey. This creates an image of what I want as a mother who's going to need to buy this to go to the arena. Okay. Now, images are very effective in how I click through to get to you. So if I click on the image, I was on Pinterest, I was looking at chairs. I need chairs. I need dining room chairs. I was looking at Pinterest and I saw the chairs and I was like, oh, I love those chairs. They're beautiful. They placed it very nice around the exact same color table I have. They were wonderful. So then what I did was I looked at the pictures. I was like, oh, I need these chairs. I clicked on it. It was on Pinterest. It wasn't even on their website. I clicked on it. It took me straight to their website. And I looked on the website. They had a sale on the chairs. They had free delivery on the chairs. And it gave me a warranty on every part of it. Guess what I did? I bought 8 chairs. with just one click of Pinterest. So images are important. If you can invest a bit of money into your images, make it happen. Now, this is if you're having an e-commerce site where you sell something that is an e-commerce. If you're selling services, that's a different story. So we're going to talk about that. Sure, go ahead and ask a question, and I'm going to talk about services.
Yes, exactly. I just want to ask for this service and also like this SaaS website, like because mine is a service. How can I get the picture for that? Like this is something I'm thinking how I can present it that. So you are going to the next slide for that. I'm waiting. Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
No, I'm not going to go to the next slide. I'm going to talk about it here. So
Oh, okay.
services are a little different. So I have one of my best friends, she sells mortgages. You can't take a photo of a mortgage. You can't do that. But this is where you have to improvise and think, what am I going to say or how am I going to showcase what I'm doing? Videos are fantastic because on a video, I can explain what it is that I'm trying to sell. So my girlfriend, from time to time, makes videos about what's happening with mortgage rates, what are the best ways to sell your house, 8 seconds, 10 seconds, max 30 seconds. And this is where she describes what is it that she's doing. That video is versatile, which means it can sit on your website, it can go on social media, it can be on email format, it can be on, if you're part of the Chamber of Commerce, you can send it with like a bio and say, hey guys, do you want to put this as an email format to your people? Videos are versatile. So as a service provider, you can create videos. Now, let's say I want to put photos. I met this wonderful girl, woman a while ago. She had an AI tool that would translate. So you would speak to it and then it would translate in any language, and then it will write up what you said, translated grammatically correct in that language. How can she take a photo of this and showcase it? You know what she did? It's an app. So she did screenshots of every piece of that app, the part where it types up, the part that it translates, and the part that it turns it into a writing. So every bit was images. She had a whole storyline of what this system does, this app does. And this turned into a video, it turned into a picture. Every time she went to a presentation or a trade show, she was showing it. Guys, look, you can just talk to it here. You click this and you talk to it here. It was just a showcase of how your system works. Now, this works really well for technology companies. Because as a technology company, there's pieces that that you're creating and you're sending it out. All right, now, let's say we did all of that. We built our website, we made sure our pages are done correctly, we put out the nice photos, the videos, we set it up with our Google merchant so they can buy the product that we want to do. Now we're gonna run ads. Okay, so how are we gonna run ads? Now, when we run ads based on who is going to click and what are they going to do after they click. And then when we run that ad, we also want to make sure that that ad is going to go everywhere my customer is going. So this past few years, Google is pushing performance max structure. So performance max ads are ads that have products to sell, they have search ads, they have display ads where there's display everywhere, you can see it, they have video ads. So your ad basically sits everywhere. And it's great, it sounds fantastic. But you have to think it through, you have to plan it through, you have to see what's your expectations of this ad. Number one, how much money am I going to be spending on this ad? When I spend $500, what's my expectations from this ad? Does it have to bring me $2,000? Great. So if it's supposed to bring me $2,000, where is it going to go on my website to bring $2,000? Which product category am I going to be selling to make that $2,000? What's my margin levels? Which products are the best sellers? Do I want to advertise all my products or just the best seller ones? Are we going through Christmas? Maybe I want to push the Christmas product and make it more seasonal. Is it Easter? Maybe I want to push out the Easter products. When you make that plan, then you can say, I am going to, and before you make that plan, you have to know 100% who's your perfect customer that's going to buy from you. Some of you don't have you have a brand new business. Some of you are in an existing business. As an existing business, you already know who's your best customer. We know who's our life value customer, someone that I have for the past 10 years and I make, $10,000 a week from them. That's my high value customer. Some of you don't have that. So if you don't have that, you have a wish. You want the certain person to come and buy from you. So what is that wish? Who's that perfect customer? How old is she? Is it a he or she? Is it from the LGBTQ community? Is it a student? Is this person have children? Well, how much money do they make? How much education do they have? How often do they shop? What do they shop? Once you figured all of that out, now you decide, okay, Miriam is my perfect customer. Okay, I know who I'm going to give, so we're going to build a persona. Miriam is the perfect customer. She's a mom. She makes good money. She, has a husband who makes good money. They love going on vacation. Just making things up, by the way. None of this is true. I do have a really good husband and a really good kid, but the rest, I'm making it up. Anyways, so you say Miriam is my persona. This is the persona that I want to sell to. Now, Miriam thinks a certain way. Miriam likes to shop a certain way. And you have to put that ad in a writing, in a format to entice me to buy from you. And more you get to know your customers and more you get to know your potential customers, more you know what that language sounds like. And if you don't know it, don't be shy, pick up the phone, call a friend and say, if I was about to sell this to you, how do you want me to sell it to you? What do you want to read? What would entice you to buy this from me? Don't call one friend. Don't call your best friend because your best friend will lie to you and tell you something you want to hear. Call people that, that are like straightforward and honest with you. And say, if I want to, or call people like me. I have no game in this. I don't care I want you to succeed, but I don't know you from a hole in the ground. Call me and ask me if I want to sell this to you. What should I say? And I'll tell you the truth because I know what my buying power is. I know what I would do. What's my pattern when I shop? The reason we pick Performance Max is because Performance Max is designed to follow people everywhere. So when they follow people everywhere, it's called remarketing. A remarketing means that I've seen your ad, I've done nothing with it, but then now I'm on my Google Gmail address and I'm checking my email and then I see your ad again. I just saw her ad somewhere. I can't remember. Anyways, I don't want to buy from her right now. Then I get off my Gmail and then I go watch a video. And again, I see your ad in a corner. Not sure if I want to buy from her yet. I'm not ready. Then I go and read Globe and Mail. Again, I see your ad. 7 times I'll see your ad before I'm ready to buy. So what's going to happen? I'm going to go hang out with my girlfriend and my girlfriend's going to say, oh my God, I'm looking for this thing Shora sells. And I'm like, I've seen it. I know where it is. All day it's been following me. Let me send it to you. So what just happened? I didn't buy it, but because I saw it so often, other people ended up buying it because I sent it to them. So when we create a campaign, you want to segment based on product category. How much money are you going to make out of it? What's your margins levels? What are your best sellers? Is it a seasonal product? Do not dump the entire inventory in one campaign. If you have 6 products, make 6 campaigns. Put the time and effort, separate them, plan it properly. Don't just say, because you have 6 products, that doesn't mean your perfect customer is going to buy all 6 products. It just means you have 6 products. So each product is designed for a particular type of person. And even if it is designed for that one person, That one person is not going to buy all 6 products. So maybe you want to strategically show it to them as time goes by so they can see it. All right. I'm a very cheap person. So money means a lot to me. I look at money and I say, if I spend $10, what's my revenue? If I spend $10, I need to make $20. If I spend $30, I need to make $50. So I'm always doing crunching numbers. If I'm not doing, and I suck at math. So I have the best accountant, and this poor gentleman, Brian Roberts gets calls from me literally every day, and I will continuously call him every day just to ask questions with money. Okay. We have to smart bid, which means we have to bid to make money. We need revenue. So if we're advertising and we want to reach more people, we need to figure out 3 big components. So all of us have CRMs or QuickBook. In our QuickBook and our CRM, it tells us, I worked with Miriam, I did this service for Miriam gave me $200. So if Miriam gave me $200, that's in your QuickBook. You can import that into your Google Ads. You can import that information, not the whole thing, but like just the information of your revenue and how you did. You want to make sure that you know what your transaction values are. Your transaction values has to include your shipping cost, your taxes, where it's going. All of that's part of your transaction value. What are the high margin flags? Which ones are making you the most amount of dollars? Because those are the ones that we're going to be advertising as we go. And then who's doing the repeat purchases? And what is the value of that repeat purchase? If I have the best customer in the world and they're repeatedly buying, the Yeti cup, this is my repeat purchase. What's the value on this? So why do we need this? Because Google optimizes towards profitability if you feed it into Google. If you tell Google, listen to me, this is my transaction value, this is my high margin flags, and repeat purchase values is at this much. Push me up as much as you can based on this. You set a proper, realistic budget. Make sure you have a plan to make, if they're coming to your website has to be tip-top shape so you can start selling right away. Because if you don't, you will be bleeding money from Google Ads. And when you start bleeding money from Google Ads, it becomes frustrating because we're now week 5 and you're at $5,000 in ad spend and you only made $250. So you want to make sure that you do this correctly and you put in the right information out there. As I said, I'm very cheap, so I budget allocate. I have separate budget for every campaign that I run for my customers. I don't really care if people, I want awareness. I want everybody to know that my business exists. I don't care for that because I'm not Coca-Cola and I'm not made of money. Sorry, go ahead, Shora. Oh, you're saying something. Okay.
No, I just say I collapse. I just want to say, it's efficient. Like Coca-Cola, everybody drink Coca-Cola, but not, for example, for me, clean tech, like it should be clean tech. Why somebody is not clean tech should see my ad, it's wasting the money. Yes, I love that. Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So do I want people to search for my brand? Am I a big brand owner? No, none of us are. So, but if we were, that would be a separate budget. So what we're going to budget for is what are the high intent shopping patterns? Are they going to buy? Are they going to shop? That's going to get the most amount of money. Performance Max shouldn't get a lot of money because it goes everywhere and sometimes people click on it by mistake. So the one that should get the most amount of money is where they're going to buy it. They're going to click, they're going to purchase, go to my website, check out, in their shopping cart, I get their credit card, Bada bing, bada boom, we're done to go. We're ready to go. Now, and then retargeting is another one that just follows everybody, and you want a little bit of money on that, not a lot. Okay, so budget based on your return on ad spend. Return on ad spend, meaning I want dollars to come back, which means you have to check your analytics on the other end on your website and say, if I spend this month $30 on ads, did I make $35 for it to be worth it? Or did I make $150 for it to be worth it? Let's say you're doing really good. Your ads are working really well. And you're like, I'm doing good. I want to grow. I know it's going to work. I'm going to grow. So how are you going to do this? You're going to grow you're going to increase your budget incrementally by 20%. Okay? And then you're going to monitor your revenue stability to see how far you've got. If I spend 20% more, did I make 35% more? And then you want to protect your high margin products. So don't take advertising dollars from your high margin products. Scale in based on discipline and logic, not emotions. Because somebody told you, oh my God, I love this product so much, you have to advertise it. That's just their feelings. And everybody has a feeling. We don't care for people's feelings or our own feelings. We're going to look at numbers, especially when it comes to ad. We're going to make sure our ads are working well. All right, so what's the plan? The plan is we're going to optimize our feed. What did I say the optimized feed was? That's where your products that are on your website, and then you optimize them for them to come to your Google merchant. Okay? We're going to segment our campaigns. We're going to say it's based on category of the product, high marginal products that I'm selling. We're going to segment based on users that are going to be looking at it. Am I going to be retargeting? How often am I going to be retargeting? Do I care about the brand? Then we're going to import our revenue data into our Google Ads so that Google knows, okay, this is your base and you want me to take this base and build on this base above that. Great. And then you want to scale based on margins. If I grew by 5%, I'm going to add another 20. I'm going to scale up my ads by 20% and slowly go up. And then you want to layer retargeting. This is where I know who I'm targeting. I'm going to use Performance Max just so that I can get a little bit of traffic here and a little bit of traffic there and a little bit of traffic over there. All right. This was a lot. So I have it recorded. I'm going to send this to you guys. But do you have any questions in addition to what we talked about? No? Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to send you guys an email with this presentation and the recording. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Sure, get back to me if you want to talk further about your ad or your campaign. Sorry, your website.
Yes, sure. And we are actually connected on LinkedIn. I'm and also some other idea, entrepreneur, they always have idea. Like more than that, I thought your information in these details are very good for some other community and group you have this presentation to. I'm going to talk to you about that later.
Okay.
Yeah, let's connect on that. And I missed I see about this series by newsletter, I opened that late. So I missed the previous section for the SEO optimization.
I will send that to you.
Send it, that would be perfect.
Absolutely. Did you end up having, you have an energy company, don't you?
Yes, we are connected on LinkedIn. I met you at Toronto Board of Trade.
We did, yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, I know her from
maybe
somewhere.
Because of my glasses, you didn't remember me. Anyway, yes.
There you go.
Yes.
No, I'm blind. So you're far right now. I'm like, I know her from somewhere.
Oh,
okay.
And yes. And I don't like to use the glasses. So after 1 year, I accepted, okay, you know what? Sometimes you have to wear the glasses. Otherwise you cannot see.
Old age.
And I'm a very detail-oriented person. I love how you go to the details for this. And and I saw many things coming about AI marketing and those things. I'm not sure if you are deep on those part as well or not.
I spent the past 3 years learning AI marketing because
Yes,
we're
yes,
gonna get
that
off.
is, yes. So that is very great if like they could provide another series about that as well,
Okay.
because that is
Alejandro,
something.
did you have any question, Alejandro?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm not Alejandro. I'm his wife, but
Oh,
I'm listening to to
my
everything you're.
apologies.
Don't worry, don't worry. I don't have a camera. That's why you don't know I'm a female, not a male.
Alejandro stole your name and put it down there. Tell him to get
Yeah,
it
I know.
away.
We subscribe with his email. That's why it's his name here.
Okay.
But we
Okay.
are we are working in some in two companies actually. One, it's a SaaS
Mm-hmm.
for actually electrical engineers, sorry, to
Okay.
prepare some calculations. And I think it was pretty interesting listening about how to prepare some ads for services, not for products, because that's for us that we have been employees all our life. Now
Yeah.
that we are looking to have our own business, it's pretty hard to think about how to sell this product that it's working really great, but how do you get to your customers?
So
And we don't know. And
yeah.
I wanted to ask about Google Ads. In your experience, do you think Google Ads it's a great way to have your first customers, or it's better to start with maybe your social media, with your LinkedIn and
Okay. So
other
what was the
routes?
type of service you're offering right now? Sorry, I totally missed that piece.
It's electrical engineer calculations, like short
Okay.
circuit, arc flash.
But you're B2B, right? You're going after B2B.
Yeah.
Okay. So 100% Google Ads. However, LinkedIn is your best friend.
Okay.
Now, tomorrow I'm doing social media ads in 2026.
Yeah, we're there too.
Perfect. And on LinkedIn, so the other thing is that one thing people keep forgetting is that if I advertise on LinkedIn, then I'm good to go. No, you have to
Mhm.
post, you have to host events on LinkedIn, you have to be part
Okay.
of groups on LinkedIn, and then advertise because you want them to continuously see you and talk to you. I'm
Okay.
going to, where are you located?
I'm in New Market, Ontario.
Okay, so I'm actually going. I signed up with the Vaughan Chamber of Commerce because
Okay.
there's a big networking event coming up. Um, take a look at, excuse me, take a look at all the networking events that are coming up in Vaughan.
Okay.
Mainly because there's some mandate coming down the pipeline for defense and technology. That's where they
Mhm.
have the government has to pump a ton of money to defense and technology.
Okay.
We got to be at the right place and the right time and connect with the right people. And since you've always been, because that I was you 12 years ago. I started my business after I was an employee for, like, I worked for a corporation for like
Hmm.
10 years before I started my business. So
Okay.
networking is your bread and butter, my dear.
Okay.
Okay, so see what's happening with Vaughan Chamber of Commerce. Call Mary at Vaughan Chamber of Commerce and say,
Okay.
Miriam from Digital Marketing Experts told me to contact you about all the upcoming events, which
Okay.
are
Mary,
going
do you
on.
have her last name?
Just say Miriam. She'll know. Say from Digital
Okay.
Marketing Experts, she'll know who I am.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Just say Miriam told me to connect with you about all the upcoming events. She's a sweetheart and she'll tell you every event that's coming up and
Okay.
see if it's up to your alley. You don't have to sign up at the chamber. Just come to the events just to feel what's going on.
Okay. No, that's great.
What is the
It's good to know.
event? Where is it? When it is?
Lady, I have an attention span of a fly. I can't remember what my name is. Like, give me a second, I'll tell you right now. It is on the 26th, Thursday the 26th. It's at the Gulf Town Networking.
March 26th.
Yeah, and then there's another one Thursday, April 16th. It's at Magnota Winery, but it's hosted by Rogers. That's where the big guys go. That's where we need to go.
Okay.
Okay? Guys,
No,
this
that's
was
perfect.
so good. I'm so excited we did this.
Yeah, no, actually, it's pretty good. It's the first time for us joining this type of talks, and I think it's pretty interesting.